Did you know that a common food you've been told is heart healthy might actually be the primary culprit clogging your arteries right now? Heart disease remains the #1 killer in America, but here's the frightening truth. Millions of people are walking around with dangerously hardening arteries, and they blame the usual suspects, fat and cholesterol, without realizing the real damage is being caused by foods they eat every single day. And the most insidious part is that this process is almost completely silent. You don't feel it happening until it's dangerously late. According to the American Heart Association, the plaque that clogs arteries can start building up in childhood, and most people show no symptoms until their arteries are already 70% blocked. By then, you're not just at risk, you're living on a knife's edge. In this video, we are going to reveal the 7 scientifically proven foods that accelerate this silent artery clogging. And I guarantee the #1 food on this list is not what you've been told to avoid. And if you stay with me until the very end, I won't just leave you with the bad news. I'll also share 3 simple, science-backed artery cleansing habits you can start tomorrow to help reverse the damage and protect your heart for the long haul. All right, it's time to expose the culprits. We're counting down the 7 foods scientifically proven to clog your arteries, and we're starting with number 7. 7. Processed meats, sausages, bacon, hot dogs. This is the bacon you have for breakfast, the hot dogs at a barbecue, or the cold cuts in your sandwich. You might think the fat is the only problem, but it goes much deeper. Think of your artery lining as a perfectly smooth, non-stick surface. The high concentration of sodium and chemical preservatives like nitrates in these meats acts like sandpaper on that lining. It creates microscopic damage and triggers a constant state of inflammation. This inflammation makes your artery walls rough and sticky, turning them into a perfect Velcro-like surface where cholesterol and other fats can get snagged and begin to build up. It's the inflammation that starts the entire process. A landmark study in the Harvard School of Public Health found that regular consumption of processed meats led to a 42% higher risk of heart disease, pinpointing these inflammatory effects. That's bad, but the next one is a traitor that has been hiding in our refrigerators for decades. 6. Margarine and vegetable shortening, hidden trans fats. For decades, people were told to switch from butter to save their hearts. It turns out that was one of the biggest nutritional mistakes of the 20th century. These products are made by blasting vegetable oils with hydrogen, creating an artificial substance known as trans fat. Think of it as a Frankenstein fat. Its molecular shape is unnatural, and your body has no idea how to process it. So what happens? It raises your LDL, the dense, bad cholesterol that gets stuck in your arteries, but it also, and this is the critical part, lowers your HDL, the good cholesterol. Your HDL is like the cleanup crew for your arteries. So trans fats don't just dump more trash into the system, they actively fire the cleanup crew at the same time. The evidence was so damning that the FDA officially banned artificial trans fats in 2018, but they still linger. The Mayo Clinic calls them, without question, the worst type of fat you can eat. But fat isn't the only villain. In fact, what we're about to discuss is far more dangerous. Let's move on to number 5. Number 5. Refined carbohydrates, white bread, pasta, white rice. This is your classic white bread, white pasta, bagels, and that mountain of white rice served with your meal. Because these foods are stripped of all their fiber, eating them is like detonating a sugar bomb in your bloodstream. Your blood sugar spikes violently. Your body panics and floods your system with the hormone insulin to manage the crisis. This constant roller coaster of sugar and insulin is profoundly inflammatory. But here's the kicker. Your liver, working in emergency mode, takes all that excess sugar your cells can't use and converts it directly into a type of fat called triglycerides. These triglycerides are then shipped out into your bloodstream, becoming a primary building block of the plaque that hardens your arteries. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed a direct link between a high intake of refined carbs and an increased risk of ischemic heart disease, precisely because of this sugar-to-triglyceride pathway.
And number 4 is the most efficient delivery system for this exact process.
Number 4, sugary drinks, soda, sports drinks, and even fruit juices. And I'm not just talking about soda. This includes sports drinks, sweetened teas, and yes, even that big glass of all-natural fruit juice in the morning. Liquid sugar is the enemy's special forces. It requires no digestion, so it bypasses your body's normal defenses and hits your liver like a tsunami. The liver is completely overwhelmed. It has no choice but to convert that massive, immediate sugar load into triglycerides at an alarming rate. Drinking 1 can of soda is like telling your body to stop what it's doing and run an emergency fat production factory. Even 100% fruit juice, without the fiber of the whole fruit, acts the same way. It's a direct, inflammatory hit to your system. Research in the journal Circulation is unequivocal. Daily consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages is one of the fastest and most direct ways to promote the development of atherosclerosis. We're getting closer to the top, but number 3 is a wolf in sheep's clothing, fooling millions of people every single morning. Number 3, healthy breakfast cereals and low-fat flavored yogurts. They wear a health halo, marketed with words like heart-healthy, whole grain, or low-fat. It's a calculated deception. The moment they remove fat from a product like yogurt, they kill the flavor and texture. To make it palatable again, they load it with sugar, fructose, or processed starches. You think you're having a light, healthy breakfast, but you are actually consuming more sugar than a candy bar. This doesn't just start the inflammation process we've been talking about, it starts a vicious cycle. The morning sugar crash leaves you craving more carbs and sugar by 10 a.m., guaranteeing you stay on that inflammatory roller coaster all day long. A 2020 study in the British Medical Journal linked these ultra-processed foods directly to a higher risk of cardiovascular disease, noting that their marketing claims often hide their true metabolic danger. Okay, just 2 left. Number 2 isn't a food, but an ingredient that's in almost all processed foods. Industrial seed oils, in bottles and in packaged foods. This is your soybean oil, corn oil, canola oil, cottonseed, and sunflower oil. They're cheap, they're everywhere, and they're in almost every packaged food, from salad dressing to potato chips. These oils are incredibly high in a fragile fatty acid called omega-6. In the body, these fats are highly unstable and oxidize easily. Think of oxidation as rusting, but on a cellular level. When you consume them, they essentially cause the inside of your arteries to rust. This oxidative stress creates widespread inflammation and damages the artery walls, signaling your body to patch up the damage with cholesterol. The seed oil is the spark that starts the fire, and the cholesterol is just the scar tissue left behind. The Cleveland Clinic has been a leader in explaining this, stating that the massively skewed omega-6 to omega-3 ratio in the modern diet is a primary driver of the chronic inflammation that underpins atherosclerosis. And that brings us to the number 1 food that clogs your arteries the most. The one that is the biggest betrayal of public trust when it comes to our health. Are you ready?
1. Low-fat and fat-free processed foods. The number 1 food that clogs your arteries the most is not a fat. It's the entire category of low-fat and fat-free packaged foods that you were told to eat. This was the ultimate health trap. For 50 years, the public was told a simple story. Fat is bad. So the food industry stripped the fat out of everything. But they had a problem. Fat equals flavor. Their low-fat products tasted like cardboard. Their solution? They engineered them with massive amounts of sugar, high fructose corn syrup, and refined flour to make them taste good again. We were all part of a giant, tragic experiment. We diligently avoided fat while unknowingly binging on the very ingredients that ignite the fire of inflammation in our blood vessels. Sugar, not fat, is the gasoline on the inflammatory fire. The plaque in your arteries is simply the scar tissue from that fire. This stunning reversal is now clear in nutritional science. A massive review in The Lancet concluded there was no significant evidence linking dietary saturated fat to heart disease, pointing the finger instead at the inflammation caused by the sugar and refined carbs that define the low-fat era. Okay, let's just pause for a second. If what you've just learned has been eye-opening, or maybe even made you a little angry about the health advice we've been fed for decades, then this is your invitation to join a community that seeks the truth. My entire mission with this channel is to cut through the marketing noise and bring you science-backed information that can genuinely protect your health. If you believe in that mission, take 1 second and hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell. That way, you won't miss out on the next video that could change everything. I appreciate you being here. All right, now that you know the problem, is there any good news? Can this damage be reversed? Let's talk about that. After hearing all of that, after discovering how many dangerous foods are hiding in plain sight, the most important question is probably echoing in your mind right now. Is the damage already done? Is this a one-way street, or is there anything I can actually do to fight back? The answer from modern science is a resounding yes. Your body has a remarkable built-in capacity to heal and repair itself. Think of it this way. The same way your body can heal a cut on your skin, it has mechanisms to reduce inflammation and heal the lining of your arteries. You absolutely have the power to stop the damage, and I'm about to show you how.
Okay, as promised, it's not enough to just know what to avoid. You need a battle plan. So here are the 3 simple science-backed habits you can start using today to help protect and support your arteries. First, the Sunrise Protector Drink. The very first thing you do when you wake up, on an empty stomach, a large glass of warm water, the juice of half a lemon, and a tiny pinch of cayenne pepper. Why this works? This simple mix hydrates your system, provides antioxidant vitamin C to shield your artery walls from damage, and the capsaicin from cayenne has been shown in studies to improve circulation and fight inflammation. Second, the daily garlic dose. Next, find a way to incorporate 1 to 2 cloves of fresh crushed garlic into your diet every day. Crushing it is key. Add it to your dinner or your salad dressing. Why this works? Crushing garlic releases a powerful compound called allicin, which multiple studies have linked to lower blood pressure, reduced arterial stiffness, and inhibiting new plaque from forming. And third, the 5-minute de-stress protocol. Finally, this isn't about food, it's about stress. Twice a day, for just 5 minutes, practice box breathing. It's simple. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold for 4. Repeat. Why this works? This technique is scientifically proven to dramatically lower your main stress hormone, cortisol. Chronic cortisol is a primary driver of the inflammation that damages your arteries, and managing it is non-negotiable for long-term heart health. Now, I want to hear from you. Out of all the foods we listed, which one was the biggest surprise? Was it the low-fat foods, the fruit juice? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Reading and sharing our experiences is how we learn from each other and build a community that's stronger than the bad advice out there. And if you found real value in this video today, the single most powerful way you can thank me is to share it with one person you care about. Your parent, your sibling, a friend. This is information that everyone deserves to have, and you could be helping to protect the health of someone you love. Of course, if you haven't already, please take a second to hit that like button. It tells YouTube this information is important. And make sure you're subscribed so you never miss another video like this one. Thank you so much for watching and for investing in your health today. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, check out this other video I made on the 5 foods that actually help clean your arteries. It's the perfect next step. Just click the box on the screen right now, and I'll see you over there.